Well, welcome to the actual truth about the pandemic. Today, we're going to talk what are the real facts about the pandemic. Of course, we are in a pandemic. That is the truth. However, I still think China might be the cause of it. I'm sorry, but you remember last week, exactly, the government claim said, oh, we beat the £100,000 target a day. However, that was not the case. It says here he set the target last month. However, some questions remain about whether the target has actually been hit. But here, Professor Newton says, for any tests which go outside of control of the program, they are counted as soon as they leave the program. That's the tests that go out to people's home and satellite centers. The question is, they're not complete. We shouldn't count tests. They're not complete. No. Am I right in that? But here, all of the last week, 1 days, the government claim that the government has said were completed on April 27,000 This suggests last week, April 30th, 27,497 were our home tests, and 12,872 were sent out to satellite sites. She suggests that just 81,978 of the tests were actually processed. Be careful. So, the claim 112 tests is completely wrong. They just don't want to hide the lack of tests. Other experts have told full fact of their concerns that home tests may not provide results when they are processed, with one saying significant numbers of the tests are likely to be void or unsanitary. Should those be counted? They think they're just showing off. That's the whole point of this. They want herd immunity. They don't want. Sadly, they don't want to contain Well, what does that mean? So, they want herd immunity. That's the whole point. Do people use common sense? The question is, people are believing until we dies. And that's the whole truth of this. Actual fact checking. That's the whole point. But we need to face reality. You can't trust the government. You can't trust news. You can't trust all media. I'm sure that's right. I'm right on that. Of course. My family said, oh, the government's telling the truth. They're not. This proves it. So, They're just showing off. That's the whole point of this. How do we know that we're past the peak? How? On the 16th of March, the World Health Organization's Director General, Anderson, warned, you cannot fight fire bomb, and we can't stop this pandemic if we don't know who is infected. We have a simple message for all countries. Test, test, test. Have the government been doing that? They said no, no, no. That's not the truth. We need mass testing. Yes. That is what the government are not doing. They just want to trap us. Be very careful. I believe, no. That is bad. We should be worried. More concerned with the lack of safety. But if you come across the NHS digital contact tracing, I wouldn't recommend it if you want your safety. Don't download the goddamn contact tracing app. Thanks. I think we need to be really careful. That's not what they're telling us. That is not the truth. We can't trust all news media outlets. However, we need to look from the facts, from the statistics. We need to take the government into account. That is the right thing to do. But without a hub. That's why I want to launch a petition. A petition. Yes, a petition. I want to launch a campaign. Has the government made a petition? Put a vote of no confidence in this government. That is why I want to launch it today. Of course, for the failures. Look, no, I don't think there are. So, but also, we're doing the government playing catch up. It's this here. This is a professor. We need to listen to the experts here. I think testing is absolutely key. Been key the whole way through. We're playing catch up now, but it's not too late. There is a pandemic. I know that for sure. But we don't know what's the cause of this pandemic. Of course, we shouldn't trust any media outlet. Again, we need to take the government to account. Of course we do. We need to break the lockdown rules. That's the case. We don't really lock down. We just self-isolating. No. But in any case, be very careful. be very careful of what the government are saying, because it may not be right. What is the science evidence to 100,000 tests? What is the evidence? They will miss it. I just think they're playing catch up here. It says, on April 25th, it was announced that all essential workers in England and all members and their members in the household were able to get coronavirus test adaptations. On April 29th, this was planned further. Everyone over 65 symptoms, everyone with symptoms whose work can't be done from home, or anyone who is with either of those categories, as well as all social care homes, resident care homes, NHS workers, and patients with or without symptoms. Where Henry said the main testing centres are regional. Drive-through centres located around the country. I disagree with you. We need to But I don't think that's the case. The scientists are following the politicians. I don't think we have got good enough politicians. I don't think we are. I think we that is the wrong decision. Of course, we know that for sure. We need to look at the evidence. Of course. That's why I'm suggesting best way. So, an update. An update to the government website on April 29th changed the target to 48 regional centres. DHSC has now confirmed the full fact that 49 regional testing centres opened by April 30th. There's been some concern over the accessibility of regional testing sites. Professor Keith Neal, and he's professor in the anthropology of infectious diseases at the University of London, told Paul that there is one centre no. Two. What I think here is people aren't coming forward because they can't get there or they don't need testing. Right. That's how to explain that. I can't explain that theory. Yes, I do mean that's the case. We need to look at the evidence. We need to look at science evidence. I don't believe we should trust the government. That's my opinion. But, what's this here? It says the government says its aim was that most people. I think this government. I think you've been brainwashed. There is an independent. I think there's been some cover-ups. We need to look with evidence on full fact. We need to look. No, I'm right here. We need to look at the evidence. So everyone, from tomorrow, whether if you're in the UK, you should look on full facts. That's an independent fact-checking charity. That is truth. Also, Eddie, I think we'll do a much better job. You're trying to blame Labour. That is what you're doing. It's Conservatives. Right. I don't think, I think they're too biased. They're biased to Tories. Yeah. The BBC is wrong. Don't watch it. Please don't watch it. Don't watch the press conference. Look at the evidence. We need to check the evidence. Of course. And that's the truth. We need to take them into account. That's the right thing to do. I'm sure you that for sure. But a test. I'm afraid we need to face reality. Look, we all need to face reality, and that cause. Do not believe the government. Yes, of course. 1,000 tests, 10,000 tests have not been reached. We, the government, has no plan. No. We need to look for the evidence. So, my point is, I'm repeat what I say. Is the government telling the truth? Decide on that at all and put it in the comment box. So, I will start on my Q&A session, please. Start my Q&A session. Firstly, let's look at the latest. Let's look at the latest. Let's say So now we're going to talk about the deaths rate. That is the wrong graph. So we're going to now we're going to look at the death rate and make a comparison. So let's look at the death rates. All rates, mortality rates. Mortality rates. Now I'm going to look at the death rates now and make a comparison. We need to look at Office National Statistics Office. Let's look at the deaths. Let's look at deaths. Let's look at the other page in this release. We can look at death rates now. So, there's a note. Let's look at the NHS England figures. Let's look at the NHS figures, the daily deaths. Apart, of course, the total announced deaths. See that? There is a curve. There is a curve exactly at the point. Hospital deaths are much lower. I'm saying that the peak was the 8th of April. I'm hopeful to say that we passed the peak. In hospitals, that the case. It is impossible to say that we passed the peak though. So we just don't know. We just don't know. I'll be back soon for another video on the truth about COVID-19. Thank you very much.